Well, Gwinnett County residents will be waking up to significant ice. A lot of them have been seeing conditions like that, and power crews are ready to help if need be.
11 Alive's Grace King has been making the trek. She's made it to Suwanee now. Grace, how was the ride and how is it looking in Suwanee?
Well, the roads are definitely icy. There's a lot of that slush kind of left over as the plows come through here, continuing to salt the roads and continuing to just push aside what they can. The bridges and overpasses definitely a lot icier, even though those are the focus areas for the Gwinnett Department of Transportation. I want to give you a look. This is ice that we took off of our car. So you can tell there's a pretty good coating on things like metal that are a bit colder. The roads over here that weren't treated, we're over at Suwanee Town Center, are a bit slick. And if you look behind me, I mean, you can see where some of that sleet just kind of accumulated throughout the night, throughout the morning, and has been picking up. The roads throughout Gwinnett County, like I mentioned, they are getting icier, but they're not completely impassable. But that's because the DOT is out there working on them, and they can only do that because, for the most part, people are staying home. The emergency management director, he said they are working as hard as they can around the clock, but with too many people out on the road, that gets in the way, that slows them down. And of course, there are some really slick spots that if you hit, you could get into a bit of a tricky situation. You can see some of that ice is just piling up in certain areas. Now, I spoke with emergency management director Michael Shaw. He says they're going to continue their work throughout the day, and hopefully they'll have the roads clear for people to be back out at some point tomorrow.
They swapped over to salt and were able to switch over to that operation. They are working as quickly as possible to address the trouble spots first, and then get into just clearing out as much roadway as possible from there.
And again, the farther north we went, the more ice we started to see. So definitely be careful if you're out and about. But again, their message is just to stay home, give them room to work, and make those roads passable again. If you stay out of the way, we'll hopefully all be through this a lot sooner. Live in Suwanee, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
All right, Grace, thanks so much. Grace being there really shows us how quickly things can change, and how even though maybe here in Fulton County things look one way, right, maybe a 20-minute drive, we can see things look a lot different.